Imagine the dawn of a late summer day in 79 AD. The golden light of the sun slowly slides over the reddish tiles of Pompeii, a city breathing with the deceptive calm of routine. It is early, barely approaching the 6th Roman hour, and the air still holds the coolness of the night, mixed with the faint smell of freshly baked bread and ash. In the distance, the silhouette of Mount Vesuvius rises imposingly, yet silent, as if watching over the life unfolding at its feet. The street begins to wake up. The uneven paving stones are still damp from the water thrown at dawn to clean the accumulated dust. Footsteps are heard, voices in Latin, the creaking of cartwheels. The smell is intense, a mix of sweat, manure, oil, and smoke. On the walls, graffiti written by anonymous citizens, declarations of love, political insults, announcements of gladiators. Pompeii holds around 11,000 to 13,000 inhabitants at this moment. It is a prosperous city of the empire, ruled by Titus, where commerce flows, public baths bustle with activity, and villas reflect the wealth of their owners. No one suspects that within hours, everything will be buried under a rain of burning ash. Before you stands a domus, a noble house. Its facade is sober, almost austere, with stone walls and few windows facing the outside. A reinforced wooden door, the Ianua, marks the entrance. Let's cross the threshold. The vestibulum welcomes us with a floor decorated with geometric mosaics. The air is cooler inside. In front of us opens the atrium, the heart of the house. Light falls from an opening in the roof, the compluvium, illuminating the impluvium, a small pool where rainwater is collected. In one corner, a small domestic altar, the lararium, with figurines of the household's protective gods. The smell of incense lingers in the air. Here, the family makes daily offerings, asking for protection and prosperity. The walls are decorated with vividly colored frescoes, deep reds, elegant blacks, mythological scenes, and illusionistic landscapes that seem to open windows into other worlds. The rooms are arranged around the atrium. We enter the tablinum, the office of the paterfamilias. Here, clients are received and business is managed. A wooden table, rolled scrolls, seals. Domestic power is exercised from this place. Beyond lies the peristylum, an inner garden surrounded by columns, plants, flowers, a fountain. It is an oasis of calm in the midst of urban bustle. The private rooms, the cubicula, are small, with simple beds. The paterfamilias wakes early. He washes his hands and face with water from a jug, without the concept of a modern shower. He dresses in a light tunic. If he is a high-ranking citizen, he will wear a toga later. His wife, the domina, is already awake, supervising the slaves. And breakfast? It is modest. Bread, olives, cheese, perhaps fruit. No large feasts first thing in the morning. The main meal will come later. At midday, the prandium is served. Something quick, bread with fish, leftovers from the previous night. But it is in the evening that the real spectacle begins. Dinner, the cena, is the central moment. It begins with the gustatio, eggs, salads, seafood. Then come the main dishes, meat, fish, stews seasoned with garum, a fermented fish sauce whose smell is intense, almost aggressive. Can you imagine that aroma filling the room? Wine is mixed with water. It is never drunk pure. It is served in decorated cups. The diners recline on triclinia, couches arranged around the table. Eating is a social act, almost theatrical.
the marble. A story carved in stone. Memories collide in, yet we stand alone. Underneath the arches, whispers of the past. Fire, light, and choices. A moment meant to last. In the fading twilight, the stars begin to rise. Time holds its breath. Underneath the arches, whispers of the past. Fire, light, and choices. A moment meant to last.
Yet in the distance, Vesuvius no longer seems so calm. A slight tremor, almost imperceptible. Would you notice it? Night falls over Pompeii. Its inhabitants retreat to their beds, unaware of what is to come. Silence gradually settles, broken only by a dog, the wind, the distant echo of the sleeping city. In a few hours, everything will vanish. At first, it is just a strange silence over Mount Vesuvius. The sky above Pompeii shifts. A towering column of ash rises unnaturally fast, punching through the clouds like the earth itself is breaking open. People stop in the streets. At first, they don't understand what they are seeing. Then, the first explosion echoes. A deep, violent roar rolls across the city. Houses tremble. Tiles slip from roofs. Water in fountains ripples violently, as if something massive is moving beneath the ground. And then, ash begins to fall. Soft at first, almost gentle. Gray flakes drifting through the air like unnatural snow. Some people even reach out, confused, watching it settle on their skin. But within seconds, everything intensifies. The sky darkens completely. Outside, the eruption escalates again. A terrifying wave of superheated gas and ash races down the slopes of Vesuvius. It is invisible at first, but unstoppable. The air itself becomes deadly. Those who look toward the mountain hesitate for only a second too long, and then they run. But there is no order anymore. The city dissolves into pure instinct. Some head for the gates, others try to reach the sea. Some simply collapse, unable to move through the suffocating air. The ash falls harder now, turning Pompeii into a buried shadow of itself. Streets disappear, buildings vanish. Sound becomes muffled, distant, unreal. A second eruption tears through the volcano, louder, closer. This time it is not just ash. Rocks begin to fall, burning fragments hurled through the sky. They crash into rooftops, shatter courtyards, and send people running in every direction. Panic erupts across Pompeii. In the streets, chaos takes over. Families shout for each other. Slaves abandon their tasks. Merchants leave their goods behind. Everyone moves at once, but no one knows where to go. The narrow streets become traps. People push through clouds of ash so thick they can barely see their own hands.
Every breath burns. Every step slips on the growing layer of volcanic dust. Inside the houses, the domus, the situation is even worse. Roofs begin to collapse under the weight of ash. Lamps flicker and die. The atriums, once open to the sky, now fill with choking darkness.
And then, silence. The fire fades, the ash settles, and the world grows still again. Where there was once life, voices, laughter, footsteps, there is now only a quiet, frozen city beneath layers of gray. Pompeii did not simply vanish, it was preserved. A city lost in a single day, yet remembered for nearly 2,000 years. What would you have done if you had been there?